Oh, hefker.
Why? They come into your kitchen, they start taking your sugar in your sugar box.
Close your sugar box. Eruvin. All right, so go to Yud Aleph. So look, Yud Aleph and Ruth. We're going to do Ruth. Now I'm going to give a quick crash course on Ruth. Ruth lived in the time of the Shoftim. Vahi bimei shefot ha-shofetim, vahi ra'a ba'aretz.
Safta of David HaMelech.
Yes. Oh, great Safta. No, a couple of generations, but that's, of course. Listen.
Who was his son? Oved?
Yeah, Oved, Yishai. Yeah. And what would you say?
Boaz.
She married Boaz. So now look. The first part of Ruth, it says, Vahi bimei shefot ha-shofetim. That is not a compliment. Vahi bimei shefot ha-shofetim. What was the problem then? Bnei Yisrael were not looking to do anything extra. When they were home, whenever they had a problem, they'd go to the rabbi, get it fixed, and go back home. You understand? Vahi bimei shefot ha-shofetim. That's what the Hachamim say. That it wasn't what's the word? Compliment to the people, because the shoftim, they would come to the shofet, do what they need to do, and then go back home. So now, Elimelech was the father. Elimelech was like the mayor, one of the leaders in Bethlehem. When the right here, down the block, okay. When the Arav happened, do you want to say it, my friend?
He wants to.
Well, if you let me get on stage, I wouldn't mind.
Sort out your collar first.
So listen. So he leaves. Why does he leave? Because he doesn't want to deal with it. He had money, he had food, but he didn't want to deal with people coming and asking for food, so he left. It was a very big hit morally for the morale of the people. So he got punished. How did he get punished? He died.
Who is this?
Elimelech.
Okay.
Okay? Now Elimelech had two sons, Machlon and Kilion. They married two Moavi women.
Oh yeah.
They die.
Also the names.
Not the women, the men.
Mach is Mach.
And Kilion is
Kilion is like very negative.
Yeah, they're not such great names.
Okay, good. Naomi. So now Naomi is the wife of Elimelech. Elimelech is dead. Her two sons are dead. She's left a woman and two daughter-in-laws.
Feeling pretty bitter.
Who's it? Ruth and who?
Ruth and Orpah.
Oprah.
He tells, guys, come on, please.
Orpah gave birth to Goliath.
Could you please stop at the Midrashim and listen to me, please? Just listen to me. I'm giving you a crit.
He's trying to keep you. He's trying to keep you until next
It's
year.
important to consider others too, though.
Listen. He tells, all right, enough. I said enough. I know that's where that was going to end up. That's why I tried squashing it. Love you. So what happens now? So the mother-in-law tells the two daughter-in-laws, go home. There's nothing for you here. I have no money. I have no more sons. I really got nothing. Back and forth, yes, no, maybe so. Ruth ends up saying, Orpah leaves. Ruth and Naomi go back to Eretz Yisrael. Naomi says, so the people see her, they say, who is that Naomi? So don't call me Naomi, call me Mara, because God made my life very bitter. She ends up going and settling, and now what do we know? We know what is leket. What's leket? You have leket, shechicha, and pe'ah. Right? What are these things? It's for the aniyim. What? Matanot la'aniyim. So now they are aniyim. So what do? Naomi tells Ruth, go to the fields and go to the corners of the field and go collect. Because that's what we do.
She left as a millionaire.
She left as a millionaire.
That's a million coming up.
So now, Boaz, by the way, in my mind, is the coolest guy ever.
Yes.
Super, super cool. Yeah. Why? Two reasons. One, his name is very cool. Boaz. Very sweet. He was the head of the Sanhedrin.
Whoa.
He was the head of the Sanhedrin. He would go in. I actually took something from Boaz. Because he would go in, and if you look at the Pesukim, it says, Hashem imachem. He would always say, good morning. He said, Hashem imachem. And they would answer. What would they answer? Something like that. I don't remember. Okay, but when I'm in work and I go to my employees, I always say in Spanish, Buenos dias, ¿cómo estás? How you doing? And they would answer me, gracias a Dios, which means thank God in Spanish. Because they learned from me. Gracias. Adios means God. In
I
Spanish.
thought it meant adios.
No, adios is different. Like see you around. But Dios, it's like two, it's like a letter and then like the word. It's different. So I always felt like a little bit of Boaz in me because I do the same thing. So now he goes and he sees this woman Naomi and asks, who is this girl? Now the Mifashim say, why did they ask who is this girl? What makes it? There's 100 people, free money. Imagine going to the supermarket on a free day. Anything that's on the floor you get to take. The place will be jammed. When you collect the wheat, where do you collect it? You collect it on the floor. How do you collect it on the floor? You'd bend down. She bent down in a sanua way, which means she would bend her knees, as opposed to the normal way of just bending over. So she stuck out. She stuck out from everybody. You understand? Right. When you pick something up, you just go that way, right? So your tush is hanging out. As opposed to Naomi, she would bend her knees, which is more uncomfortable, and that's the way she would collect. And Boaz sees that and goes, who's that? Who's that girl over there? That's unusual. Siniut. That's exactly right. And then he ends up marrying her. Okay? But how does he end up marrying? There was a Goel, there was another guy. There was what?
They were only together.
Yeah, one night. The next day he died.
No.
Yeah, crazy. Boaz was with Ruth one day. She conceived, he died. He was old. Yeah, Boaz is very old. Boaz is old. He wasn't young. It's crazy. Ruth, I read Ruth, I cry. I don't know why. I cry. I cry. I don't know why. It's beautiful. It's unbelievable. The whole story about how it gets, it's crazy. Yeah, it's how you get to be the Melech.
What do you think of Plony Ben Plony, that guy?
Right. By the way, why did he not want to marry her?
Because he was scared. He might die.
He got a field. No, he gets it. The deal was whoever gets the girl gets the field.
Oh, Yavamas. Yeah.
Right, but he'd have to marry her.
What's the problem?
He wasn't sure if he was Jewish or not.
She is Moaviyah.
Oh, you Paskin.
Safek, are you allowed to marry a Moaviyah or not?
Which field?
He had a
It
sadeh.
was only the guys that were-
Elimelech had a sadeh.
So
Whoever gets the girl gets the sadeh.
whoever wants to do the Yibum will get the Sadeh.
Get the sadeh, great. But
Why is she an aniyah if she has a field?
she hasn't touched it in years.
It's not work.
It's not. It has to be worked. Imagine having a piece of real estate that's just open. There's nothing on it. It's not worth anything until something's built on it.
Famine, nothing there.
You got to actually work it.
You find a little
No, but now it's not grown. But it's not grown. It's not worked on. You got to plant it. You got to do whatever. They got nothing. Well, that's fair.
It says one thing.
It was before the Efrat prices.
If it's
But
okay,
before
it
you
says-
Shalayim.
It asks the Zohar, because she's the granddaughter of Balak. So it says, why did Balak have the
Zocher.
root comes from her? Mazeh, Balak and
42
Bilam.
korbanot.
So he says, because he did these korbanot, even though he did them to curse the Jews, he did the korbanot for Hashem.
Yeah.
Seven korbanot.
Just like Eglon.
He did for Hashem, and on that schut,
It's amazing.
Ruth is born from him, from Balak.
Amazing. All right. So this is the thing. So because he didn't know if she's kasher or not, he didn't want to marry her. Boaz, who was the head of the Sanhedrin, where did they meet? By the Shad.
What is the shadow with why she was?
Because she's Moavi. You're not allowed to marry a Moavi. Ammon and Moab, you were not allowed to marry.
I thought she converted already.
So, but anyone that's not Jewish has to be converted. Is she allowed to convert? That was something. But is she allowed to? Because the Torah says in Devarim you can't marry someone from Ammon and Moab.
It doesn't say nafkamina man or
A man away, we don't know. So the guy was
but
afraid. He
now-
didn't want to marry her. I don't know
but
if
it's
she's
only the
I
men.
don't know if she's
Tell them
kosher.
why, because we wanted to go, they didn't give us water and bread when we left Egypt.
Right.
From Lot, our relatives, they should have, Avram Avinu's relatives should have given us something. Help us out. We're slaves, we're coming out. 40 years, they don't give us nothing. Water, don't give us.
Yeah.
10 generations, you can't convert them.
Yeah, it's a big problem. Yeah, it's legit. So the guy didn't know. So that's why Boaz did it by the Shad, right? If you look at the Pesukim, it says, meet me by the Shad. Why the Shad? Because that's where the Sanhedrin met. The Sanhedrin met by the Shad, okay, by the gates of the city. And when they did that, then they're able to, what they do? Psak din. It's crazy. So now there's one pasuk that's very interesting and very important because since we're doing all tributes tonight. Huh?
How old was he? Do we know?
Boaz, I don't know. But I'll give you a secret. Google's awesome. But why? I don't get answers on Google, but I can get sources. Because you don't know unless you know the site is the kosher, whatever. Then you can't use it. But at least I can find the source. You could start use it for something. My father always says Google's too Jewish. Google's good because they were two good Jewish boys, two nice Jewish boys. That's what he said about Google. They started. Okay, the pasuk says, "Het min harishon." Okay, the pasuk says that you made the last act of kindness that you did. The Boaz talked Ruth is better than the first act that you did. Lebilti lechet aharei bachorim imdal v'imashir. In that you have not gone for the younger men, regardless if they're rich or they're poor. Ruth was young. She could have went for somebody, young and good looking. And she did it. She went for Boaz, who was old. So, Anna Talmid Chacham, very good point.
So he tells her it's better.
The hesed that you did now is better than the first one that you converted.
Wow.
Boaz is telling her, Ruth converted. So Boaz is telling her that what you're doing now is stronger than what you did originally. The fact that you're willing to marry somebody older is a bigger hesed than you actually converting in the first place. That's the pasuk. So Zera Shimshon.
Is it someone that's older, or is it someone that's like of that stature, or both?
Older, because he says, "Lebilti lechet aharei bachorim, imdal ve'imashir." Regardless if they're rich or poor, you didn't go after the younger ones. You went for the older.
This thing when she marries him or before? When does she tell him this?
In Perek Gimel pasuk Yud.
No, I'm just
I don't
saying,
know.
in the context, Kilu.
I don't know when they're meeting. I don't know. It must be when she's with. No, it must be when
At
she's.
the night when finds
She
him,
sleeps by his bed.
Right, tells her who she is.
Right,
Tells him
right.
yeah.
It's crazy. It's sick. The whole thing is just unbelievable. So Zera Shimshon is crazy. He'ach nomar she'asta yoter tov b'ti lechet me'harishon asher bat leitgayed. How are you going to say that Ruth did a better thing by not going after young men versus her converting? Which Yud Aleph. You're going to tell me that not going after younger men or somebody my age is a bigger hesed than me converting from a goy to a Jew? It makes no sense. You understand?
It's a bigger sacrifice.
Going for a giyud. Giyud is a much bigger sacrifice. Right? And by the way, and Unklus explains the words, Kadmai deit gayart. Right? The first act is what? That you converted. That you converted. So, no, it's mefurash, yeah. That's good. So how could one single thing be better than how could one act that she does or anyone does be better than something of taking on the mitzvot for your entire life? Being a ged is everything versus doing one good, which is great. No, it's awesome, but it's not the same. It's not the same. So Veyuvan ima she'amru beperek beit berachot. It says right in Yud Zayin Amud Aleph. Gedula haftaha she'ivtihan HaKadosh Baruch Hu lenashim yoter min ha'anashim. This is awesome. It says the promise that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives to women regarding their olam haba is better or is greater than the promise that He gives to the men. Why? Because it says in Yeshaya, nashim sha'ananot. Right? Women are at ease, confident. Why? Rabbi Haya, so Rav tells Rabbi Haya, Nashim b'mai zachyan. Why do women have zechut? Why do women have zechut? He says, be'akrui be'nayu be'kenishta. They take their kids to shul. They make sure their son goes to shul and learn pesukim. At nuyeh gavrayu bet d'rabanan. And they send their husbands to class at night to learn Mishnayot.
Or to...
Class, doesn't matter, class, yeah. To go to class, right? And this is why there's more, he says. Umanteru legavrayu ad de'ato mibet d'rabanan. And they wait for their husbands to come back from the shul, from learning. They stay up for them. This is Adkan, this is the Gemara Berachot. It's crazy, no? Why do women have better zechuyot or more guaranteed zechuyot than men? Because they send their children to yeshiva, they send their husbands to shul, and they wait up for their husbands for when they come home.
It's Gemara Brachas.
Yeah, I just said it. Yeah, Zayin
But
Amudah.
then the Kuda is because they get the schar at the time.
Of course. Look, one time my...
It's a mitzvah shalom. Whereas our learning, after we learn, after we don't learn, we schmooze, we interrupt. But they get the full shlemus.
Interrupt.
No, the full shlemus.
So right, because by the if they knew you interrupted, they wouldn't be happy, Ellie. They knew they just hanging out with the boys. They ain't gonna like
They
that
want
very
the
much.
scar from
They're
our
sending
learning.
you to
That's
learn.
true.
So I remember. So this actually happened a month ago, where I woke up late, and my wife got me out of bed to go to shul, but she did something different. She took my hand and she goes, "Come on, let's go," and she got me out of bed.
Wow.
And when I came home from shul, I told her that's the best thing you ever did. I go, I was never more proud of you than I was this morning. Because that's what you need. You want to get up, the feet just aren't moving. My body's not moving. I want to, I just can't.
Was it jet lag or low birth?
Who knows?
Bowman.
Who knows that? But the point is, like Bowman. But the point is that's what the wife gets.
Lag, jet lag.
That's what the women are. That's why the women are more guaranteed than the men. Okay? For Olam Haba. It's a pasuk in Yeshaya. Why women are more at ease? Why? Because they're the ones. All they got, not all they got to do, but because they send their children to school, encourage them to go. And by the way, Rabbi David Cohen, okay, my father's rabbi, he said he was one of the first rabbis in the community, in the Syrian community, to teach women. Why? Because the women would become educated and push the men to go to shul. You got to go to shul. You got to go do this. And the husband's like, okay, all right, whatever. All right. And they go to shul, and then, they start talking to the rabbi, then they get a little more, they go to a class, and then they grow. All by the woman. You understand? It's amazing. So now look what he says. 2 more minutes and we're done. Maybe 3. Ruth, remember the whole thing is about Boaz. How could it be that Boaz is saying that the last thing you did is greater than the first thing of that you're marrying me, an old man in Arabic is aguz. You're marrying an aguz over someone younger. So Ruth, keshenit gayera, hayala sachar kemo Israelit. When Ruth converted, she was rewarded like any other Jew. Like any other Jew. She's a Jew. She'll follow Nidah, she'll follow Kashrut, she'll follow Shabbat, she'll get those mitzvot. Omnam ahar shehalcha lihinaseh leBoaz. But once she went to go marry Boaz, that we know he was a Talmid Chacham, which you said, right, Shlomo? שהוא תלמיד חכם, ותהיה צריכה להמתין לו עד שיבוא מבית המדרש. And she knows that she's going to have to wait up for him to go to he was the head of the Sanhedrin. He was the guy. Okay? והנה עתה now, נתרבה שכרה מכל האנשים. Now that you're willing to take me on, that I'm a תלמיד חכם, and you're gonna get married, you're gonna make me go to shul and learn, and you're gonna wait up for me. Now you just increase your sachar 1,000,000-fold. Right? Gedolah haftacha. The Gemara taught that the promise of HaKadosh Baruch Hu to the women is greater than the promise that he made to men. This is what Boaz meant to say. Lebilti lechet ahareb habahurim imdal v'imashir. The last thing you did is greater than the first. The last thing that you did of marrying me, that's going to give you the zechut, that you're going to have this haftacha from Hashem, like it says in Yeshaya, more than just being a regular Jew. Right? Rak ahare tamidei hachamim, meaning that Ruth did not only go after somebody young, but she went after a Torah scholar. She went after somebody who's a Talmid Chacham. So Boaz wasn't saying that the fact in itself was greater than the act of being a Jew. She wasn't saying, it's better that you married an older person. The chesed that you married me, that I'm old, is better, is a chesed, is a greater chesed than doing it the other way. Right? He's saying that while she converted, she remained a regular Jew. But now that she makes 35 seconds, not 15 seconds, literally, it's really okay. It's really okay. Like, it's okay. That's what my daughter tells me. It's fine. The reward that she gets, I can say what I want, you get mad at me, I ain't here in 2 weeks. I'm joking. To say what? To say that's what he's trying to say. He's saying that the reward is more the fact that you're taking on a Talmid Chacham more than just a regular guy.
How could it be bigger than converting?
Because now, when you converted, you were over here. Great, Jew. Olam haba, beauty. But now that you took on, you had 2 choices to marry somebody. You could marry young, right? Rich, not rich. You can marry young. Or you can marry a Gadol Ador. Being a Gadol Ador is much harder for the wife. Rabbi Azikol, my rabbi, was in Bogota, Colombia, and he had the Israeli soccer team in town, and they said that they never had 25 people, And some of them said they never had a seder. So he tells them, come to me, and it was tonight. Erev Pesach. 25. 25. What does he, they all say, okay, what does he do? He has to tell his wife. He tells his wife he's dead. You can't do that. That's retarded. So what does he do? He sends two guys with two very big round tables with 25 chairs. And he tells them, go deliver it to my house and tell my wife it's for tonight. So she'll figure it out. And through doing acts like that, they get more sakkal, they're more guaranteed. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen, amen. Rabbi Hanaya b'keshem, amen, Sakkal Baruch Hu lezakot isleficha. Yilbaru Torah zo shenemar. Adonai hafez masitoy, adil Torah ve'adir.
Going ahead.
Kaddish. Amen. Amen.
Hey.
Saw this? Amen. They took my Zera, this one, my original one, and they leather bound it. Man, this is